What a moment for tennis fans across the globe. TNT Sports has delivered something special, something seismic, in its first year of covering the French Open. If there were ever doubts about whether TNT could handle tennis's grandest clay stage, those questions have been crushed beneath the weight of the numbers, the performances, and the drama that unfolded this past weekend in Paris. All eyes were on court. Philippe Chatrier as Coco Gauff and Carlos Alcaraz etched their names into the history books with performances that not only captivated millions but redefined what's possible on red clay. Coco Gauff, just 21, delivered one of the great comeback stories of Roland Garros history, toppling the dominant Aryna Sabalenka in a three-set thriller that left fans breathless and shouting at their screens. It wasn't just a win. It was a statement. And that statement echoed in the form of 1.5 million average viewers on TNT and True TV, a 94% surge from last year's numbers. This wasn't a casual bump. This was a groundswell, the most watched women's singles final since 2016. An explosion of interest, of passion, of belief. Among the all-important 25 to 54 demographic, TNT's coverage of the Gauff-Sabalenka match spiked a stunning 105% from last year. That's not growth. That's ignition. And just when it felt like the sport couldn't get any hotter, Sunday rolled around. Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, two titans of the new generation. A war of attrition, a duel of brilliance, the kind of match that rewrites what the human body can endure. 5 hours and 29 minutes of shot-making sorcery. The longest men's final in Roland Garros history, and arguably the most electric. At its peak, 2.6 million viewers were glued to their screens at 2:30 p.m. ET, hanging on every topspin forehand, every gasp from the crowd, every clenched fist and primal roar. The match averaged 1.8 million viewers across TNT and True TV, up 8% from the previous year, and marked the most watched men's final since 2021. Let that sink in. First year, first go-around. And already, TNT is breaking records and turning Roland Garros into must-see TV for American audiences. This wasn't just a tennis weekend. This was an era-defining moment for sports broadcasting. The marriage of top-tier production, dynamic coverage teams, and all-access digital content turned TNT Sports into more than a network. It became the heartbeat of the tournament. Bleacher Report and House of Highlights. They went nuclear. Clips of Gauff's tearful celebration, Alcaraz's breathtaking drop shots, and the iconic Parisian sunset backdrops exploded across social media. Engagement was through the roof. The tennis wasn't just being watched, it was being shared, memed, celebrated, dissected, and lived in real time across platforms. TNT didn't just broadcast the French Open. It transformed it into an event that pulsed through timelines and group chats from Brooklyn to Brisbane. The resonance was generational. It wasn't just longtime tennis heads tuning in. This was P2554, the gold standard for advertisers and networks, flocking in droves. New fans were born. Casuals became hardcore. And for those who hadn't watched a tennis match in years, Coco and Carlos gave them a reason to care again. Gauff's win wasn't just about a trophy. It was about poise, about perseverance, about rising after being counted out. Down a set, facing the number one player in the world, she didn't flinch. She fired back with fearless ground strokes, clutch returns, and the composure of a seasoned champion. This was no fluke. It was the coronation of a generational talent. Alcaraz's battle with Sinner was gladiatorial. Two young stars already carrying the weight of a sport's future. The intensity was unrelenting. There were moments when it felt like neither man could possibly go on. Cramps, fatigue, nerves, but they found something deeper. It was more than athleticism. It was a testament to their willpower. And TNT captured it all: sweat, tears, blood, and glory, in high definition, surround sound, and soul-stirring clarity. The visuals, immaculate. Drones soaring over Paris, sunset shots that looked pulled from cinema, slow-mo forehands that could make poetry jealous. The commentary, sharp, insightful, and fan-friendly. Whether you were a first-time viewer or a lifelong follower, TNT's team made the sport accessible, thrilling, and impossible to look away from. And this is just year one. The message is loud and clear. TNT isn't just here to fill airwaves. They're here to elevate tennis to a new stratosphere of popularity in the US and beyond. The investment is real, the production is premium, and the results speak louder than any pre-tournament predictions. Viewers responded not out of obligation, but out of genuine excitement. They didn't just tune in, they returned, they rewatched, they reshared. For Coco and Carlos, this weekend was about glory. For TNT, it was about legitimacy. And for tennis, it was a renaissance. What comes next? Wimbledon, the US Open. The momentum is undeniable. If TNT's French Open debut was any indication, the sport is entering a golden age of visibility, and the players are rising to meet it with unforgettable performances. The message from viewers: more of this, please. And from TNT: consider it delivered.